I looked back. The doll was looking right back at me.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's... No, thank you.
The head was turned all the way around. But that night, yeah.
That's creepy.
Yeah. I shut that damn door and I was just like, all right, getting my sheets, my pillows, went into the living room and just slept in there for a couple nights, and then
I would have left the whole house.
But yeah, we did see a lot of things, and shoot, if you want, I can even tell you about how I brought home a porcelain doll that was bad.
You're a dumbass for that.
Where did you get this though?
Okay, so
That's
this
the
doll.
dumb reason.
Okay,
Why
so
you bought the doll.
yeah, my grandfather, he was making himself some breakfast or whatever in the morning before he went to work, and this dude gets up at like 4 or 5 in the morning, and he said that he got a knock on the door around that time, and he thought it was very, very strange. And this dude's old, and plus he was in the army in Mexico, so when he got that knock on the door, he immediately got his rifle, and so he answered the door, but nobody was there. But here's the weird thing about it, that he has 2 chairs in front of his house. One is for my grandmother and for him, because they like to sit in the front porch.
Yeah.
You know, on his seat, he found a porcelain doll just sitting there.
So he opened the door and
It was just right there.
why did he kept it?
No, he didn't want to bring it inside the house.
Okay.
But yeah, he didn't want to bring it inside the house. But
Smart.
yeah, but however, me, I was just coming back from Missouri because we were picking up our English bulldog that we adopted, me and my mom, and we were driving up there, and when we came back, and and our first stop was at his house, because we wanted to show him our puppy.
Yeah.
And so he told us a story about it, and then we were like, so where's the doll at? And he told us it's still sitting there.
How long of time was between that?
He said that so when we got there, he said it was about 3 or 4 days prior. But yeah, 3 or 4 days prior, and he didn't even want to touch the damn doll. It was just still sitting there. He didn't even he didn't even want to sit in the front. Even my grandmother didn't even want to sit in the front porch because they were scared.
Yeah.
But me, when we came back and we showed him the puppy, whatever, and then he told us that story. My dumbass was like, I'll take it.
No.
Oh man. Yeah, because like I said, we did all those things, so I felt like I was a certified exorcist or something like that, and brought that. Yeah, the crazy. But here's where it's bad. My mom didn't stop me. You guys hear?
He burned himself out the window. Put it down by accident.
You jumped so hard.
It's okay, man. We're safe. This is all in that town. We're in a safe place.
3 times.
You're just scaring yourself at this point.
Basically.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah. Bad thing is, my mom didn't stop me. She was like, okay. I forgot the porcelain doll. It was a jester. But yeah, it was a jester porcelain doll, and you had that little hat where it's got all those points. Yeah. So I took it home. Again, it was a dumb decision, and my mom didn't hesitate. And so I took it home, and I had these bookshelves, in my room. It was built inside in the house, and I placed it on one of the bookshelves. I don't know why I did this. So I placed it up there, and then when I placed it up there, I noticed, I was like, okay, I feel a whole different energy in this room now. But again, like, I just got sidetracked because one of my friends, I think it was a 7, he hit me up to go with them to check out the fireworks, because this was around the 4th of July. Yeah. And so so I completely undermined the whole thing, and came back later on that night, 10 o'clock I guess, and then went to my room. Everybody was still up, but they were getting going, getting to bed or whatever. And plus, where I lived at, the house I lived at was a pretty big house. So so what that means is that you could hear, where my room was at, it was completely distant from everybody. And because my room was like in between 2 long ass hallways. Yeah. So yeah, and so it was just it was literally just me and this damn doll, and so I felt so uncomfortable, and I was like, yo, all right, you're gonna need a new home. And so where I placed it at was in the damn closet. And again, there's like the high shelf, you know, kind of like the storage shelves that you have in the closets, because I have a walk-in closet. I don't know why I placed it in the center.
No.
To where you can look down, like I placed them in the center where you're sitting down and he can look directly at you when you open the door. I don't know why I placed them there, honestly. But again, I just felt this negative energy. And I stayed up all night because I just couldn't sleep. I stayed up until like 2 or 3ish. I finally went to bed. And since then, when I gave him that new home, from that point on, I just kept getting these nightmares. And not just that, but also, and I still get them too here and there. But you know what sleep paralysis are? Mm-hmm. I kept getting those a lot. But the nightmares, they just felt so real. Mm-hmm. And I still recall one of the nightmares. And it's one of the most horrifying nightmares I've ever had to this day. Mm-hmm. The nightmare was a couple days after that doll. I kept put the doll in the closet. One of the nightmares was I was standing like in front of a lake, and there was a dock, a long stretch dock, kind of going almost literally directly in the center of this big lake. Mm-hmm. And there's this dark figure just standing there at the very end. And something prompted me to walk towards him. And it was just a beautiful lake, and the sky was beautiful and everything, you know, you just see nothing but open green fields and all that. The closer I kept walking to this dark figure at the end of the dock, it was getting darker. And it was getting darker, the water was turning black, the sky was turning red, and then everything, like the green fields and everything, was just turning, like you can tell the grass was rotting away.
Yeah.
But then once I got, once I got close enough to this dark figure, the dark figure just like pointed directly to its side and for me to look into the lake. Looked into the lake. Every single one of my family, everybody that I loved, family and friends, were facing upwards in the lake with their eyes closed and the noose around their neck. And then I looked back at him, and he was holding like this rope that was attached to every one of them.
Oh.
Yeah. And so after that, damn, I'm getting chills talking about it right now. I woke up freaking out, and then a couple nights after that, a couple nights after that, I mean, I still kept the doll where it was at. And there's this one night, again, another restless night. I was playing my guitar or whatever, and finally when I was tired, I decided to put my guitar in the closet because I had the little stand for my guitar. When I opened the closet and I flicked on the light, I looked at the porcelain doll, and I was already used to it. Mm-hmm. But at that moment, something told me to stop doing what I was doing and don't even look at the doll. And so I kind of listened, you know, to that, you know, to that thing. So I just kept my head down, walked up and placed my guitar into the stand, walked right out. Again, something told me in my head, please do not look at the doll. And so, and I forgot to mention this, before that, I was so uncomfortable with the doll looking directly at you when you opened it, so I turned its head all the way around. Mm-hmm. And when I opened that night, that night, when, you know, I had that feeling to not look at the doll, I looked back, the doll was looking right back at me.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's... No, thank you.
The head was turned all the way around, but that night,
That's creepy.
Yeah. I shut that damn door, and I was just like, all right, getting my sheets, my pillows, went into the living room and just slept in there for a couple nights, and then
I would have left the whole house.
Finally, I think after that, I finally got the damn doll and just took it out the house. Mm-hmm. I literally just threw it in the dumpster somewhere. Yeah, somewhere.
Someone else's problem.
Yeah. But the thing is, I already invited it into the house, and the whatever in that omen, whatever, it was still there. But it wasn't as strong though, but it was still there. Mm-hmm. And in fact, I don't know if it was part of the doll or if it was part of my house, because like I said, the house was already haunted before the doll made its home in there. And the house I lived at, we had a built-in pool in the back where many years before we lived in there, a 2-year-old fell into the pool and died. Mm-hmm. Like, I hear it sometimes late at night. I hear something splash or something fall into the pool. Mm-hmm. So I know it's him. I'm already used to him, and he's not that bad. But there's also a little girl that
We're having a football competition back here.
Yeah, but there was him. There was a little girl that I wanted to, believe it or not, befriended in the house. I mean, she was a prankster. She would actually take your valuable stuff, like your money or whatever, like your dollar bill, and she'll, like, you could place it on your drawer, and then next day it's gonna be gone, and you'll be accusing, like, who took my damn money.
Yeah.
But everybody's like, what are you talking about? And sure enough, like, she'll place it in the most hidden spot in the house, and she'll do that. I don't know what her motive is, but that's literally all she does.
Yeah.
And then there's this angry spirit, and yeah, she's seen him before, and
He was an angry German man.
No, it's just so freaking
Yeah,
kids over
there's
there.
this other one that he refuses to leave the house, and he also refuses new people who live in the house. That whenever my mom had this friend that lived in with us, and her friend wound up living in the living room for a little bit, and she was in the kitchen, you know, just making us, you know, food or whatever, and we had this little we had the fan in the kitchen while she was cooking or whatever. She barely took a step forward, like, yeah, a step forward, you know, like kind of past the fan. The minute she did that, the whole fan just fell. No explanation.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then after that, I think it was a whole different night. But yeah, it was a whole different night. She was cooking, and she heard the door, like, opening, like somebody was opening the door, like unlocking it and everything. And she assumed it was my mom. And then the door opened, and then it closed. She looked over, it wasn't my mom. It was nobody. And so she freaked out, and she called me. She was like, Sebastian, what's that? You know? And we ran in there, and she's like, did any of y'all just walk by it? She was like, did any of y'all just come home? We're like, no, we've been here at the house the whole time. We haven't left. And so she started freaking out, and then after that, and again, this house is big, in that long hallway from my room, you're like you're freaking me out.
Yeah, I heard, like,
He's freaking out Xavier. Xavier turned around and was like,
whenever I looked earlier, I just, like, I heard one of the kids.
It's just those freaking kids over there.
But yeah, you just hear, like, in that long hallway, like, it was getting closer, like somebody was just banging on the walls. And yeah, it was him. And the only person that's actually heard him talk was my sister, Lizette. It was her and her friend. They were alone in the house, and they were just, I think they were in her room, and all of a sudden they just hear somebody just screaming, and like somebody was screaming like somebody was just mad, and they were speaking German. Yeah. And it was coming straight from my mom's room.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, I think there was
Yeah, that house was something, dude.
That was my phone.
No, you're looking back.
he's paranoid.
There's literally no people back there.
I literally see kids
Where?
on the little spinning
Oh.
thingy.
Wait. Oh yeah, I see a
I scared the
flashlight.
crap
I
out
see a
of him
flashlight.
on the booth.
What was your experience with him?
Nothing. He was just in the hallway. I was like,
Just watching y'all.
yeah, because you're just like in the middle of the hallway. Because it's your room, which is at the very end at one, and then that little one where Thunder would be at. He was just standing in the middle.
Just, yeah.
He
Hated going through that hallway late
to
at
me,
night.
He was like 6 foot, like a black shadow.
Black shadow.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is something going on in the town that I think that, you know, it's just, like I said, I feel like my theory is that we humans, we actually do create our demons. We create all these bad omens and all that. It's based off our own creation because we give it that kind of energy. You know, negative energy, it can turn, you know, a place that's full of nothing but negative energy, it can, you know, it can manifest into something that's, you know, above our control. For example, like the Owlman, the house itself, and, you know.
That's why, like, if I find something spooky or something, I won't pay attention to it at all. Like, I remember there was one time I was laying on my bed, and it was a bunk bed, and this was at the house that was next door to him. And so it's a bunk bed, and basically the house, you just have to walk through the whole thing, basically.
Yeah.
And so I'm right there, and I hear something, because it's like probably like the middle of the night. I hear something, and so I just like from the top of the bunk bed, I'm like looking, and like I couldn't tell if it was my mind or if it was actually something. Like it sounded, and like whenever I looked, it was dark, but I looked and it looked like a tall person just like walking through the house, and I literally threw the blankets over my head and closed my eyes. And I just...
No, man.
No, man.
But, like, what am I supposed to do? Because, like, say it was, like, actually someone, they're just gonna hurt me.
Yeah.
I just gotta act asleep. I woke up, everything was normal. So, I was all good.
What if it was one of those movies where, like, you go to sleep, you try to go to sleep, but then you feel like it's gone, but then you just uncover it and it's, like, right in your face?
That's crazy, because I actually closed my eyes and went to sleep. I was not gonna pay it no attention.
What if it was in your dream? It could have, like, what if you, like, woke up in your dream and it was in your face?
That'd have been unfortunate.
Yeah. Yeah. But not everybody saw the things that we saw in that town.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it targeted, my theory is also is that I think it targeted us, you know, because we were kids.
Yeah.
I think it targeted us specifically is because maybe it was attracted to, I guess you can say purity, because at the time, like, all my friends, including myself, we didn't do drugs, you know. We didn't do drugs. We were all virgins, and the thing is, we were all open-minded, and things like that that attracts them, you know. It's kind of like why toddlers, they see things that we don't, and they start pointing at it and they start laughing at things that we don't see, because they're nothing but pure. So
my sister used to see like something, and it was like she called it the lady. So she saw the lady, and it was just like she would like talk to her, everything, and it was just like it was weird, but also like not, like it was just normalized basically. Do you ghost hunt anymore?
I don't. I think the last time I don't do anything like that anymore. You know, go out of my way to go somewhere.
Yeah.
I mean, if y'all want to, I can take y'all to eat this time one night. We can go check it out. I mean, that'd be fun. Come on, Xavier.
No.
Oh, he won't.
But no, I think the last time I've actually had some kind of encounter like that is whenever our cousin, Tori, there is a little girl that was in their apartment, and I actually tried to communicate with it, and it did make its presence known too. Like, it did something to she saw it too. It was doing something in one of the closets, and so we opened the closet door, and you just see like the hanger just swinging. Yeah.
We couldn't look directly into the mirror too.
Yeah.
We had to look
Tori was like freaking out. She was like, "Please don't look into the mirror." And we were like, "Okay."
So
you know.
You had to see it through your peripheral vision.
Yeah.
I can't do stuff like that.
She got into my face, bro.
I mean, I was kind of forced into it because I lived in something like that. So I was like, I might as well turn this into an adventure with my friends.
Like I won't do like Ouija boards or any of that.
Yeah, don't mess with that stuff, man.
Because with my luck, something would get attached to me, and I'm not trying to deal with that.
Yeah, that's the purpose of Ouija boards. People think it's a way to communicate, but you're actually opening a door for them. You're inviting them in to stay. Yeah, I would never mess with anything like that.
The girl wasn't the only one in the apartment either. There was another guy too.
Was it?
Remember? She said it was the nice one.
The girl was the mean one, right?
The girl was mischievous and rude. Didn't they have two closets?
Yeah, I think so,
It was the other one by the entrance.
Yeah.
It was that one.
That's the one that we saw the hanger moving, right?
No, it was the one in
Lord.
the room.
Got scared.
Because I'm used to seeing the bicycle person.
It's a scooter.
Same thing. The thing is, like, I won't acknowledge that, but I haven't acknowledged stuff like that, like even in my childhood too.
Yeah.
Like that is just something I block off basically.
Yeah.
She's like, screw that. I'm continuing my married
Oh, so if we took a trip to Eden around this time, it shouldn't be that much, of a problem.
I don't know about her, but I know about him. He's gonna be like,
I'm not trying to get traumatized.
I probably would.
you see?
Go pay a little visit to the graveyard and be like, "What's up?
Which one?
It's your boy."
The